we will see a higher rent monthly if you could rent them for 30 days at a time.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Kraft with Pine Financial, where we work together so you succeed. You found us here on Facebook, you found us on YouTube. Please go ahead and subscribe, give us a like. We're trying to build a community with real estate investors so that we can help you as much as possible. I'm here with Kevin Amolsch, and today we're going to talk about 4 different ways that you could potentially increase your cash flow on rental properties. So we all know that the market is tightening up, right? Prices are still high, interest rates are much higher than they've been in the last 10, 15 years. And what that's doing is that's squeezing margins on rental properties. So Kevin, what are a couple ways that we could potentially increase our margins on rental properties?
Yeah, Scott, thanks for jumping in here and doing this video with me. We've been hearing it a lot. We can't cash flow. I can't find rental properties. So I'm trying to think of creative ways to do that. So one way that I've had a lot of success increasing my rent on my rental properties is to rent it on a rent to own. Now, the cool thing about this is when a tenant is doing a rent to own, they are actually more like a buyer than a normal tenant, and they are willing to pay more than market rent. And you could even increase that further by giving rent credits towards the purchase. So every month they make a payment on time, they get a little bit of their rent towards purchasing the home, and that can really increase your monthly cash flow.
So they're paying a little more each month than on a typical rental, is that correct?
A little bit more than you would get with a regular market rent, like a year lease.
Okay. What's another way that people are increasing their margins?
Yeah, another one. It's a hot topic, you guys. We hear about it all the time. It's the short-term rental. So if you're going to do an overnight rental, maybe 2, 3, 4 nights at a time, you could really increase your cash flow. The problem, one downside to this is it's like management intensive. So it's almost like a hospitality business over a real estate investment. But if you have the time and you're willing to put in that effort, you will see some tremendous cash flow by doing short-term rentals.
Right. That's because you got to clean it every time someone leaves, right? You got to be booking it constantly. And what's another issue with that potentially is
maintenance. I've got one short-term rental, and I can tell you the maintenance is significantly higher.
Sure. Okay. What else can people do?
Yeah, another one is, we've been hearing this too, Scott. There's a lot of municipalities not liking the short-term rentals. So they're saying you have to rent it for 30 days or more if you want a rental property in their town. So a midterm rental would be 30 days or more. So think about your traveling nurses, your traveling doctors, or executive rental properties. We will see a higher rent monthly if you could rent them for 30 days at a time.
Okay. And are those typically fully furnished rentals?
Both short-term and midterm rentals are both fully furnished.
Okay. Any other ideas?
Yeah, the last one, and I think this is crazy. I have never tried this except for when I lived in the home, but like roommates. But if you rent by the room, especially college towns, we're seeing this a lot. But if you rent each room individually, you could really increase your cash flow that way as well.
That's called house hacking, right?
It's a house hacking, but if you're not living there, I don't know if it's still called a house hacking.
Sure.
So we're seeing rental properties, say 4 bedrooms that you don't live in, still renting by the room.
Okay.
So we got short-term rentals, midterm rentals, rent to own, and rent by the room. 4 ways you could increase your cash flow above market rents. If you like what you're hearing, please like, subscribe, and you can check us out at pinefinancialgroup.com.